there's only one plan that survived. That plan was the one that General Mano had and Bull Simons had in their hands. So one of the reasons why there was no trail to this operation, because Navy destroyed everything after the operation was finished. So Barchard was that thorough, that controlling about what was happening. Now,
so
okay,
let me ask you,
here's something interesting about...
A question for you. So normally people that command aircraft carriers and fleets...
Could you speak a little bit louder?
Normally people that command aircraft carriers and fleets in the United States Navy come up through the air wing of the Navy. So was Barchard an aviator?
Yes.
Yes. I'm not
they
surprised.
were all aviators.
So do you think that Barchard, what he did was very aggressive,
yes,
and very loyal to someone he had never worked for. So essentially an outlying organization in secret approached him and said, we want you, this is the thing, we have the highest approval, we want you to do this. So the next rung up your ladder, we want you to keep that guy in secret. Well, and do you think that a lot of this had to do, I don't know him, and maybe you don't know him, but do you think that his allegiance to this, because by all accounts, he gave way more than was asked to give.
Oh yes,
and followed the letter of the law to the
he
T.
wanted it to succeed. He wanted some of the people that they. I think Air Force had more people that were shot down than
That's
Navy.
where I'm going. Do you think it had to do with it? They had so many Navy people behind the fence
their ready rooms, the debriefing rooms,
that they wanted to get some back. Yeah.
Some were POW, some were shot down or killed. So wow, and I don't know how many tours he had at the Yankee station. So he said, "Hey, this is great," because he liked the plan. He said, "It's going to succeed." Said, "I'm going to support it and divert you so you guys can do the good job on the ground."
But it was very risky for him, wasn't it?
But okay, now you were saying about how controlling he was with the secrecy.
Yeah,
but. He was very benevolent. He did not run the operation when it took place. He came on board USS Oriskany, and Jig Dog Ramage was running the Yankee station while he was at QB Point. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Barchard did not have a flagship.
Do you even know how unusual that is?
Yes, unusual. He was a guest of Jig Dog Ramage. So he briefed Jig Dog Ramage on this, and that was probably as they were walking to wherever they were. He was going to be received. He arrived unannounced.
Well, that's a big deal.
Jig Dog Ramage said, "Oh, yeah." I was flabbergasted. He said, "What?" He said, "You're joking to me?" He said, "Barchard has a helicopter had just landed here?" He said, "Give me a break." Sure enough, so he graded him, and he said, "Barchard could hardly wait until we sat down, and he told me about that." And said, "You gotta be kidding me."
So he came by helicopter, or he came by fixed wing?
I think it was a helicopter.
They were already on Yankee Station.
It might have been on a car.
Yeah, it was probably a cod.
Let me see. What does it say? Okay, here's it. Ship's log. The ship's deck log shows them arriving at 12:39 p.m., recording that Commander Attack Carrier Strike Force 7th Fleet, Vice Admiral Barchard, U.S. Navy, broke his flag in this ship. So that's Navy lingo.
Yeah.
So broke his flag, yeah. So he brought his flag, but he did not use it because after he briefed the plan, and Jig Dog Ramage said, "Okay, well, what are we? We don't have much time to brief and put all of this together." And he said, of course, you know, you're welcome to run it. And he said, you run it. He told Jing that. I'm going to stay out. You run the operation. This is your flagship. I'm the guest here. I'm going to be monitoring it by radio from the radio room. You see, we do not want the confusion to have two admirals here. So,
well, not only that,
very clear. It has to be made very clear to the three carriers who is in charge.
Right, but not only that, but he did not want. So if he had asserted his flag, all communication forward would have pinned him to that location.
Yeah.
And he probably didn't want to tip his hand to the Soviets, who would have been monitoring and maybe told the.
This the operation would have been short-lived anyway. But so this shows you the character of the man.
Yes, that's where I'm going with this.
He prepared the plan, and it was so detailed. He was so enthusiastic about it. Yet he said, "Okay, it's your ship. You run it."
I think this man had an enormous heart.
Yes.
And was not career oriented, because everything he did set himself up for failure, military, politically wise. Yeah. Had anything gone bad, his immediate superior could have crushed him in a heartbeat. And he knew that. And I think it's amazing the amount of heart that this guy showed, and foresight. And courage. I mean, it's a crap load of courage.
Did not treat it that way in the book, but it needs to be made public here, like in this interview. Yeah. Okay, so fine. Jigdag, I met him. This is kind of an aside story. When I was writing my book, Boot Hill, I was asking him so many questions about air operations. He said, you need to go to USS Constellation out in the Pacific. I'm going to arrange that for you. Captain Malone will take care of you. They'll give you all the briefings, so you will see how we operate. And that's exactly what happened. I spent 3 days on Constellation. So, gosh, that was great.
You did during the planning phase?
Yeah, they flew me over there with Cod.
Was that your first?
Me back.
Was that your first trap?
Yes, that was the first one, and that was the last training missions for Constellation. Constellation went to to Iran, to that Gulf, and that was the last mission. After that, they were decommissioned. But I was treated royally. I was the only VIP they had. So for 3 days, and I was asking lots of questions. But that's when I realized the complicity, how many, what the support ships did.
Yeah.
And explain. See, before you start an operation, you launch your search and rescue ships. If somebody ends up in the water, he needs to be picked up. Okay, then
they're the first to launch and the last to recover.
That's right. Yep. And then you need to launch others to protect them against MiG. So you have a MiG cap.
Right.
You have a TAR cap.
Well, you have your airborne early warning, and you have your refuelers have to get up.
Okay, and bar cap, and you said. Early warning, they had the Piraz ship, Red Crown, in the Gulf that was monitoring everything.
Right.
But that night they had 2 orbiting radar platforms to direct it. We didn't envision any of that. But as it was, Air Force launched 57 ships, Navy launched 59. So naval operation turned out to be more extensive than our own that we planned for so many months, and they put it together. The plan, I don't know, that was took about a week, but in less than 2 days, they marshaled all of the aircraft for the support. Now, so after JIGDAG says all of this, okay, Boot Hill, you go to each carrier and brief them. And of course, everything had to be in secret, limited number of plans and all of that. And then they find out, but instead of 21st, we're going on a 20th. So they lost 24 hours.
So